Right here, stay on. Protect your out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, man. Let's do this. Man, we gonna do 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
See, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
What's going on, Eagles Nation and TMTP family? Welcome to the Main Thing Podcast presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens, and after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
What's going on, family? This is your man, Big Hush, the one you trust, bring you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. Hey, man, we're here to discuss our latest victory, this divisional round victory over the LA Rams, where we won 28-22, advancing to the NFC Championship game. Now, funny thing, we handled our business. We were supposed to meet the Lions in that championship game. They folded to the Commanders, so now we'll be hosting the NFC Championship game. Commanders coming to see us next week. We'll talk about that later, but look, it was the snow game. We got busy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a gritty game. It was a gritty game. Everybody stepped up offensively, defensively, coaches. It was big input. Now, well, let's advance into this NFC Championship game. We now have the most NFC Champ game appearances of any other team in the NFC. That's 8 now. 49ers have 7. Packers have 6. We're leading. Since the 2000 era, we've made it to the NFC Championship. That's a third of the time. So when you do the math, I'm mathing. Figure every 3 years we in the NFC Championship game. That's wild. That's wild.
33%.
33%
on it.
We there. It's 16 teams in that joint. You feel me? Every few years we're in that game. That just shows you the success that we've had really since the 2000 era, the work that Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, and some of the coaches, phenomenal coaches that we've had during that time have put in and just establishing a culture, a winning culture. It's just continued on for real. Just continued on. Nick Sirianni is now 52-23 during his time as the Eagles head coach after his team divisional round win over the Los Angeles Rams. He is now the number 1 winning percentage among all active head coaches. Let me say that again. He has the number 1 winning percentage among all active head coaches. The 3rd highest winning percentage in the Super Bowl era per Elliott Shore-Parks. My boy's a winner.
He's a winner, man.
Undeniable. Great game, though, bro. What was your feel on it, man?
Yeah, man. To add on to your point about the NFC Championship appearances, we have the most NFC Championship games hosted since 2000 as well, with that being 6. So it's like, look,
come through Philly.
It come through Philly. Come on, bro. You know this S run through Philly for real, bro. Y'all know what time it is, man. But yeah, man. To get to this game, it was an exciting game, bro. I couldn't control my excitement, bro. I like the fact that the team came out physical, wanting to be there, knowing the assignment, and knowing attention to detail, tough together detail. Tough together detail. That's what we preach on a week in, week out basis. It obviously with the elements and things like that, we didn't click on all cylinders, but it doesn't matter. When the winning plays needed to be made, the winning plays were made. And I'm just glad to be advancing on to the NFC Championship game, like you said, against the Commanders. We'll get touch on that, but I can't contain it, bro. It's like we know what the feeling was in 2022 when we lost against the Chiefs. And we know what we've gone through as not only a fan base in a city, but an organization and a team last year with going 10-1 and then having the triumphant fall off that we did. So to be back in this position that we are now and able to host the NFC Championship game, because I know after we lost to the Commanders, people were we had to accept it. I know me and you personally, bro, we talk all the time off camera, but we had to accept the fact that we were going to be the number 2 seed, and we said, look, bro, we're the most battle tested team. If we play in Philly, we can win, but if we got to take this show on the road, we are also the team that can get that job done. But now to have it back here, that's God's plan. You feel me? The fact that what's it called? Come on, he don't make no mistakes. God don't make no mistakes. And you know, the Lions fans was around here chirping, talking about some, oh yeah, we run the NFC and y'all got to come through us. We'll hunt down the birds and all that stuff, bro. Y'all only been good for 2 seasons, bro. Let's pump the brakes first off. You feel me? But like we said, God don't make no mistakes. He put the NFC Championship game here in Philly. He gave us our get back because this is originally who we wanted coming into the playoffs. We wanted the Commanders to finish 7th seed so we can get them in Philly. So everything works itself out. But overall, great game, great team win versus the Rams.
Absolutely. Now, before we dive into this offense and this defense, all the meat and potatoes, the goodness, touch on the injuries right quick. You had Quinyon Mitchell, who had left the game with the shoulder injury. Per Olivia Reiner just spoke to Quinyon Mitchell in the locker room. He was in good spirits. He said he's fine after a shoulder injury. She asked him when he will return. This is long term. He said, no, I'm going to be good. So he left with an AC joint. If you don't know, AC joints can be nagging. I
tricky.
Full blown expect him to be in a lot of pain this week, but he'll be good to go come our NFC championship game. Great news. Jalen also had a little bit of a knee injury, kind of landed awkwardly, but was able to finish the game. He said he'll also play. No need to mention Nicole. We already know he'll be out for the rest of the season, but those are really the 2 main injuries. Luckily for us, both will be good to go next week, though. Now, jumping into this offense. The show. What's your takeaways on it, bro? What you see out there?
My takeaways was it wasn't an all-around complete game by the offense. Still a lot to be had, a lot of plays to be cleaned up, and mistakes to be corrected. But overall, we got to start first because no turnovers. That's the key. No turnovers. We won the turnover battle and we won time of possession battle. I believe we held the ball for 30 minutes and some change. And the Rams had the ball for 29 minutes and some change. But we got to start also with QB1. Now, QB1 had a decent game. He had a solid game. To our standards and his standard, that's not the best game that he has had or could have. Now, we could say that some of the issues are dealing with the elements and the weather that we were having out there. But he did have some good in this game. I liked how he came out with conviction. He knew where to go with the football. He was getting through his progressions quickly. He was getting the ball out quickly. He started the game 3 of 3 for 25 yards. And then that set up that huge 44-yard touchdown that Tadal on 2nd and 4 from our 44-yard line. The blocking on that was amazing by the offensive line. The read by QB1 was amazing. With him even breaking through that tackle, you see the strength that I squat 600. Squat 600. Yeah, you saw that every bit on that play by getting through that defender, but that just set the tone. We went up and scored, but then unfortunately we know what happened after that. But we'll talk about him a little later. But QB1, like I said, he came out, had command of the offense, had command of the huddle. The flow and the motion of the game was right. And I like that QB1, like we said earlier in the video, because when the winning plays have to be made, they're made by him. You might not like how it looks. Oh, he doesn't throw the ball the best. Oh, he always runs. He takes too many sacks. Yeah, we get that. But at the end of the day, from Channelview High School to University of Alabama to University of Oklahoma, and drafted in the second round by the Philadelphia Eagles with the 53rd pick, you got to put, if you label QB1, you got to put winner beside him.
Absolutely.
That's what he does. And it was some big time throws that he made on a 4th and 4 on a slant route to AJ. That was great timing. Also, one thing that I liked is the maturity and growth that QB1 is showing us. On that 78-yard Tal run, that's when he audibled the play to Saquon, and then got Saquon out in space, and the rest was history.
What's crazy is on both of Saquon's touchdown runs, he checked into those. So as you're mentioning, the growth, the smarts, the understanding, the reading the defense for everybody who said he couldn't read, he's doing it.
He's doing it. He's keeping the fundamentals, keeping the main thing, focusing on the basics. He's understanding football. He understands football at a very high level with its very high IQ. But of course, to finish up on Hurts, on QB1, with the good comes the bad. Now, for the throws that he made, the runs that he did, he took some unnecessary sacks. Okay, so for instance, it's some numbers that we have. On the 7 sacks that QB1 was set, he had a time to throw 4.01, 3.36, 1.88, 5.31, 3.71, 3.27, and 3.86. That's a lot of time in the pocket.
That is a lot of time.
Like you always say, I got time to call my mom, fix the sandwich, look, go to the back. You see, I'm
take the kids out,
do whatever. You feel me? But it's a lot of sacks that I feel that he didn't need to take in at the stage of his career, and the growth that he has made. He has to stop with the self-inflicted wounds. The one, like I know some of them where, okay, he was back there for some time, he was patting the ball, standing in the pocket too long, and he invited some sacks. But the most excusable one is the safety. You cannot have that safety, because when I look back at it, at first, and real speed in the game, I thought it was Cam Jurgens' fault. I thought Cam Jurgens got mushed out the way, and Kobe Turner just ran straight through the middle and got to QB1. But when I look back at it, the offensive line did a great job. Cam Jurgens slid over, hit Kobe Turner, and then Landon Dickerson chipped Kobe Turner. On the other side, on the right side, you had Goddard chip block, and then he released in the middle. With QB1, like I said, being where he is at this point in his career, you can't take that sack. You have to see and know where Goddard is going to be, your release valve, your safety valve. That was no reason for him to take that sack. But overall, like I said, Big Huss, QB1, he wins. He makes winning plays. He's had the least amount of turnovers since October. He's had 3. Mahomes has 6. Allen has 6. Lamar has 6. Stafford has 6. And that's with at least 200 passing attempts. And the final thing to finish up real quick, Big Huss, on QB1, 9 quarterbacks. This is an interesting stat per Jeff Kerr. 9 quarterbacks have more than a 50 million annual average yearly for their contract, right? 1 only made the conference championship. Dak has a 50 million. Burrow has 50 million. Jordan Love has a 50 million. Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Goff, Herbert, and Lamar. The only one is yours and ours truly, QB1.
Hey, we love QB1. Look, it wasn't the best day, but given the conditions, given the injury, given the play calling, I felt like the play calling could have been a little better. Mm-hmm. He had a good day. Like, as you started, there were no turnovers outside of, if you want to count the safety as a turnover, outside of the safety. And as you already talked about, some of the sacks, all right, sometimes your linemen are going to get deep. But on the flip side of that, you got to help your linemen out too. you gave an interesting stat with the time that he had in the pocket on those sacks. That ample amount of time to make a decision whether I have somebody open or I don't. I feel like sometimes he kind of struggles with the fine line of, hey man, there's still a play to be had versus just dead the play and let's live to fight another down, because he feels he can always make a play. And to some regard, he can. I feel like at this point in his career, he needs to learn when to throw it away, you know what I'm saying, and not get us behind the sticks, because when he does take those sacks, they're not like little sacks. A lot of times, they're big yardage sacks.
10,
7, 9, 10, 12 yard, you know, sacks. Just like you can't do it. At that point, the offense is completely off schedule. You almost forfeit that drive. So he has to grow with that. But overall, I say a good day. He was 15 of 20, 128 yards, had another 70 yards rushing and a touchdown. That's 198 yards total. Would have had more, had 3 throws that were dropped or negated by a penalty that would have equaled up to about 89 yards. You saying he would have been well over 200 yards passing, then with another 70 yards rushing, you know, but had the drops this day. It wasn't everybody's best day. The weather conditions weren't ideal for holding onto the ball. You've seen both teams struggling with ball possession as far as ball security, excuse me. But when you look at his stats, everybody will tell you, you know, the passing game's not there. The passing game. So you have Mahomes, who we all know who Mahomes is. Mahomes had 191 total yards this weekend and a touchdown. Josh Allen, 147 total yards and 2 touchdowns. So nobody this weekend was putting up gaudy numbers, but when the media goes and they talk about these different quarterbacks, these different teams, they don't bring that up. They always want to kind of poo-poo on Jalen's name, saying he's not doing enough. He'll be the reason why we won't make the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, but in the same breath say, well, the Eagles need him in order to win a Super Bowl. It's like, kind of make up your mind. They moved the goalpost for cuz we have to stop it. We have to stop it. As you mentioned, his best attribute is winning. It might not look pretty, you know what I mean? It might not be the flashiest, but it gets the job done. And in Philly, that's all we care about. I don't care how ugly it looks. I don't care how pretty it looks. As long as you bring home a dub.
That's a W. That's E1.
He can throw for 25 yards. We win, bro. We win.
We win. I could care less. We'll worry about everything else later. You know what I'm saying? Just chalk that dub in that win column. Let's keep it moving. You also mentioned most consecutive playoff games without an interception in NFL history. You have Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, both for 6, sitting atop the list. 6 turnovers. Consecutive playoff games. Or 6 games with no turnovers. But Mahomes and those consecutive playoff games, 1,556 yards, 11 touchdowns. Hurts, 1,342 yards, 12 touchdowns. So the production's there. Hey, Philly fans, don't let them tell you that QB1 ain't getting it done. He's getting it done.
He's getting it done. And because to add on to your point about the no turnovers in his previous playoff games, in his last 5 per Liberty Line, in his last 5 playoff games, he has a 71.3% completion percentage. He has 10 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. So no turnovers. 1,162 yards and a 102 passer rating. You tell me he don't get the job done.
Come on. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he has a 100+ rating in all his playoff wins.
Come on now.
The Bulls getting it done, man. Shout out to Jalen. Continue to keep doing what you're doing and growing within yourself, bro. Now, moving on to the main event of the offense, though. Say 2K. Talk to me, bro.
Say 2K is a problem, fam. I'm start right there, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Say 2K is an issue. Again, we can't thank the Giants fans and the Giants organization enough for letting Say 2K walk out that door. The way that he has revolutionized not only the running back position. You had Bulls out here, bro, tweeting. I seen
Bro,
one joint be
Bijan,
Bijan out the joint talking about some man. What you did for us? Woo. Like, bro, he's changed the dynamic. He's changed the game. He's changed the outlook on the running back position. Saquon is a generational talent. Like we mentioned off camera earlier, Big Huss. Saquon was with the New York Giants for 6 seasons, correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thought so. And he wasn't able to put up these gaudy numbers that he has done in this one season here in Philadelphia in 6 seasons with the New York Football Giants. You come to Philadelphia and you come behind an elite offensive line with an elite offensive line coach in Jeff Stoutland, and you see his talent. He just oozes talent. Every time he touches the football, he has a potential to take it to the crib. Mama, the lights came on. I need to be home. Every time he touches the football. We haven't had this. I know, like in history, we had the Wilbur Montgomerys, the Ricky Waters, the Deuce Staley's, the Brian Westbrooks, the Shadys. Me personally, I have never seen a running back of this caliber in Philadelphia, and to do what he has done in one season, he has already cemented his legacy in Philadelphia. When Saquon Barkley retires from the game of football and he hangs up his cleats, he is going to retire a Philadelphia Eagle.
For sure.
God put him in his position and place for a reason. God knew that he was the missing piece, because every time, even in the Super Bowl, we couldn't run the football because Miles Sanders wants to keep running east and west, which we can't stand. Run north and south, pick up yards, stop losing yards. But Saquon is phenomenal. And with him in the game, he had 26 carries for 205. A 7.9 average and 2 touchdowns. Not to mention, let's add on some 4 catches on the side with a serving of 27 yards too. You feel me? Come on, he's all around dynamic in every facet of the game, whether it's running between the tackles, whether it's running outside the tackles, whether it's catching the ball out the backfield. He makes winning plays. And I'm glad QB1 took the checkdowns. When Saquon was there, he's right here in the middle. Here, QB1, I'm right in front of you. He's 4 yards away from QB1, but guess what? He turns that 4-yard catch into a 9-yard, 10-yard gain. He moves the chains. He's a driving force. And the fact that he has come over here, like I said, in one season and ran behind this line the way he has, you have that relationship with your lineman built and that trust. And not only with that, you have that relationship and trust built with Jeff Stoutland. He had 232 total scrimmage yards. On his 62-yard touchdown, the ignorant John, when he slowed down and told Verse to catch up. Catch up. What was that, Gucci? Catch up. You feel me? Like, come on, man, on the 3rd and 4 from our 42-yard line with 4 minutes and 47 seconds left, 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. We hitting the heads on a goalpost. And then you come back with a 70-yard touchdown, a knockout blow, which we touched on, which was audible, but his vision, his burst, him fighting through arm tackles, he back there. You saw the John when you see QB1 in the back with his hands up. You see Lane Johnson walking off the field.
Already walking off the field. Now I was like, oh, these niggas so ignorant,
bro, but I love it. Then you had Landon Dickerson praising, giving praise, and then you had Saquon smacking himself in the helmet like, yeah,
bro, the vibe was wild on that
crazy,
leg, bro.
Crazy,
swear,
bro. Crazy, dog. That vibe was, oh my gosh, electric. I can only imagine the pulse in that stadium when Saquon ran that 78-yard touchdown. But yeah, man, but I can't describe I can't describe him enough, bro. Like, real quick before I finish it up and hand it over to you, because I got a few stats on Saquon, because that's the season that he's having, bro. You have to share the accolades that he is accomplishing. He's not a selfish player. You see, he's a team player. You see, in his 1 year, he's came over here and already been one of the most important leaders on this team.
Facts.
On his team. So, real quick stats. Per Brandon Lee Gouton on from BJ Bleeding Green Nation, right? He has produced the most rushing yards by NFL running back in one. I'm sorry, the most rushing yards produced by an NFL running back in one season, including the playoffs. Terrell Davis did it twice. He had 2,476 yards in 1998 and 2,331 yards in 1997. Saquon is currently on pace to break at least the second record with Terrell Davis with the 2,331, as he sits at 2,329 yards right now. So if he can get the rushing title in the regular season, you at least can get that. And then I just found like the most interesting stat. So per Bob Vitron Jr. at Boop Stats, the most scrimmage yards versus one team in the season, including the playoffs. Saquon has 534 yards, right? 2 games versus the Rams. He's in elite company with Adrian Peterson, who had 528 yards in 3 games versus the Packers in 2012. Jamal Lewis, we all remember Jamal Lewis on Baltimore. You
Super
feel me?
Bowl winning Jamal. Yeah.
Jamal was one of the wild.
Yeah, bro. He's a beast.
Come on now. In 2003 versus the Browns in 2 games, he had 521 yards. And then to finish it off, King Henry, he in 2020 versus the Texans in 2 games had 514. So you see the company that Saquon is in. Look, man, if y'all look, final thing, Hus, he's MVP. I don't care what nobody says. Lamar, the top 3, Lamar lost this weekend. Josh Allen, to y'all standards and y'all metrics, didn't have a good game. If y'all want to say QB1 didn't have a good game, so he should have went down. Saquon only ran for 205, bro. Get that man MVP.
And see, and that's how I see it. It's one of them things where, if y'all gonna push the Josh Allen thing, all right, so be it. Do I feel like he should be MVP? Nah, it would have had to been Saquon or Lamar. But if y'all gonna push that, then you at least got to go halfsies on that thing. You got to give it to Josh, but you got to give it to Saquon too, because the year in which Saquon is having, it's unprecedented. This joint is crazy for real. When you talk about most valuable player, what does that player mean to that team? If you remove Saquon from the Eagles, will we be having the success? I'm an Eagles fan. I bleed this ish. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. Okay. Like, I don't care what y'all talking about. He is.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Come on now. He truly is the difference maker. Like I said, it's crazy. Like I was tweeting during the game, like he's the closer. When it's time to put the game away, and it's crazy because everybody in the stadium knows what's going to happen, and they still can't stop it. He breaks them off in long clips. Long clips. Like, bro, like I said, 205 yards, 27 yards receiving, right? 62-yarder, 78-yarder. He has the most 60-plus yard rushing touchdowns in NFL's history with 6. 4 of those coming versus the same daggum team, the Rams.
And I think Jim Brown's on that list, bro. They should
be ashamed of themselves for real. Like, your mind.
I told you. Don't.
Come on, dog. Like, it's crazy. Second player in NFL postseason history with multiple 60-yard rushing touchdowns. Right? Like I said, 22,329 rushing yards. Third most ever in the history of the game. Terrell Davis, like you said, Lees, he'll probably break that. Because we're going to the bowl. So you got 2 more games to do it.
And Terrell Davis toted that with the Broncos back with that hit.
Come on now. Hey, everybody hey, he get to doing this. It's a long day, sir. Buckle your chin strap. Like, crazy work. Crazy work. 4th most total yards with 2,638. First, once again, Terrell Davis, 2,762. So you see how close he is to these records. He has a realistic shot of becoming number 1 on multiple lists by the end of this year. He's just having that kind of season. As good as Derrick Henry is, and we all know how good Derrick Henry is, he hasn't even come close to this. He hasn't come close to this. Y'all love Christian McCaffrey. Not take nothing from him. He's a dog. He hasn't even sniffed this. Like, hasn't even sniffed it.
Not at all.
Saquon is on a different level. You put him in a better organization with some better players and better coaching, and he is showing his ass right now. The league is scared, and they should be. Straight phenom. And then you sprinkle in a little Kenny G. Well, Kenny comes in every time. He's either making a big block, making a big run, or making a big catch. And he only touched the ball 2 times in this game. And both times he touched it, he moved the chains. The catch might have been better than the run because we needed, I believe it was on 3rd down. Makes him miss. And give me that. Give me that. He has been the perfect complement. This running back room is like that. Like that.
And to add on real quick on Kenny G, bro, the biggest play of them all was that fumble recovery.
Hey,
midfield.
Fumble recovery was and he had a nice return, bro.
For the 45.
I almost forgot about that. He had a nice return too. Kenny be putting in that work. I see why the coaches like F with him for real. He goes hard. Whatever you ask him to do, he's going to do it. He's not going to complain. He's just going to make his plays.
He's able to spell Saquon. When Saquon need that breather or Saquon need to come out for them 2-3 plays, Kenny, it's not a major, like we know Kenny G is not Saquon, obviously, but it's not a major drop off. It's not like, okay, Saquon running 20-yard gains and then Kenny G only getting 1 yard or always getting stopped in the backfield. No, he's always making, as you said, and to your point, positive gains in his plays.
Yep. And that's why, look, I like KG. KG 14, he's a dog, man.
That's another one who's a free agent after this season, bro. We got
man. That's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to really see what they're going to do with that one. We'll talk about that in the off-season videos, but something to keep an eye out for. Moving to the passing game, wasn't a big passing day. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, like you said, bro, it wasn't a big passing game and a passing day. Obviously, the elements weren't ideal again, but it's definitely some plays that I felt that we left on the field and had to be had. Starting with Arthur Juan Brown. All right. Swole Batman. All right. For y'all that didn't know. All right. So he had 2 catches for 14 yards, had a 7-yard average. As we mentioned earlier in the video, huge 4th and 4 catch on that slant. Great timing, great release by Swole Batman, great throw by QB1 to move those chains, and great job by Sirianni being aggressive in that situation as well. But then now we got to talk about the bad, bro. But hold on, man. Before I get to the bad, so per Bleeding Green Nation, AJ Brown dropped 2 of his 7 targets, snapping a streak of 116 targets without a drop. His last drop was week 16 of last year, 2020. Well, not last year technically, but 2023. That's crazy to me. Like, that's mind blowing. Like, because we haven't had a receiver of this caliber since Terrell Owens. Terrell. You feel me? But like I said, to the bad, AJ, it was 2 big, huge drops that we know that you catch in your sleep. The first one on the 3rd down when you were in the middle. QB1 needed put it through. Yeah, great ball placement. He put it on a rope. You feel me? And AJ got his hands out there and got his hands on the ball, but dropped it. Every receiver will tell you. They always tell you as soon as you start receiver in little league, if the ball hits your hands, you better make that catch. That's one catch where I felt the momentum got killed. The drive stalled out, and we had to punt, of course, where we could have moved the chains, got a new set of downs, and kept moving up the field in a positive manner. The second one on the go ball, QB1 threw it back shoulder a little bit for you so you could slow down because the defender was on top. So AJ, you saw the ball, you turned, it hit you in your numbers. I feel like when he was trying to bring it in, the ball might have got a little bit slick. And when he tried to bring it in, that's when he lost control. But we know that's a huge catch because I believe we punted on that drive as well. When he didn't come down with that catch, I believe, did we punt?
We might have punting.
Or was that one of Jake's field goals?
That wasn't the same drive as the Dallas Goddard when Dallas Goddard got called back, was it?
No, not that because that's that Makai back there illegal for downfield. No, I think we punted on that. I believe we punted. I believe we punted. But you have to come up with that because that's 7 points or 6 points, and then an extra point we make it. That's off the board. But overall, this is a day where AJ against the Packers didn't have a greatest game. Last week against the Rams, he was targeted, 7 targets, didn't have his best game. So I'm looking forward to him to this week, standing on business, doing what he needs to do, and getting back to the best receiver in the league status that we know, bro. And Smitty, he had 4 catches, 21 yards, 5.3 average. But of course, that one catch, the one deep catch that he could have had on a post, it was called back because of the helmet to helmet by Witherspoon. And the crazy thing is, Smitty had that joint, but then once he got hit helmet to helmet, that's when he let the ball go. But overall, love the fact that I'm gonna mention AJ too in this, that the receivers are always blocking downfield. That's something that I've noticed for not only this week, but for the past few weeks. They're not selfish. Everybody is unselfish on this team. They're literally down there. You see them. They're blocking. Like you see usually other receivers, they'll just throw a hand out there and act like they're like pushing the defender. No, they're literally getting in front, locking on, getting their hands inside of the shoulder pads, and guiding the defender. I love to see that from them because everybody it's a complimentary game. It's a team game. You want to see your brother win. And then to finish up on the receivers, Dodson, he hasn't been getting the most reps and looks, but I believe that's attributed somewhat in part to QB1 as well, not seeing the field fully. Because sometimes, like when I'm watching a game, Dodson frees up a lot of times. But it's sometimes QB1 and he has a knack for it. He'll lock in on his target too early sometimes. And that's where he decides to go to just like the one that he forced to AJ on the pump go, the fake screen and the pumping and go. Like you forced interception. It was almost an interception. You see what I'm saying? So you got to trust and give Dodson some like I said, some trust and some leeway. Try to throw him the football because he's shown what he can do a little bit in these past few games. You see what I'm saying? And just for him to be on the field, just running and exercising and doing cardio, that's wasting because we know as a defender, you being a safety, me being a corner, when it's a receiver that's not a threat, we're not focused on you, bruh. You can run any route that you run. If the quarterback's not looking your way and you're not a threat, we're going to focus our attention on the people who get the targets. You see what I'm saying? So what's it called? I just hope that he gets a little bit more involved in the game plan and in the route concepts. And I look forward to him to like show why he was the number 1 pick, bro. I mean, not the number 1 pick. I'm sorry. Drafted in the first round.
Nah, for sure. I think some of that too is just when you look at the pecking order of who's going to get the ball, Dotson's like fifth. Yeah. I mean, you have the Saquons, AJ, Smitty, Dallas, Jalen with his legs, and then there's Dotson for real. Mm-hmm. But to your point, if he ever truly decides to utilize everybody, then yeah, that would be the man to go to because nobody's thinking about him. To your point, as a defense, if I know you're never going to throw it to this guy, I'm not going to make a game plan around trying to stop him. Run whatever route you want to route. He's not going to throw it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that could be an unsung hero come whether it be this NFC Championship game, God willing, we advance to the Super Bowl. You never, and that would be great for the NFC Championship game. A little get back for him versus former team. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you went into this game, Dallas Goedert. He was our lead receiver in this game with 4 receptions for 56 yards. Since him coming back from his little injury or whatever, he's been pretty solid. He's been solid, putting in work. It seemed like there's been an emphasis on trying to get him the ball and get him the ball early, trying to get him in rhythm, move the chains. We started off this game with a nice little rollout pass to him. Then you had already mentioned AJ. I'm not going to really go into the drops too much. Bro, when it comes to receiving, you're the guy. You got to have him. I know like I said, the weather conditions weren't ideal. The ball definitely looks slick or whatever, but it's time for you to make your play. You got to make your play. The game would have looked a little different if you would have converted on the earlier third down or caught the back shoulder ball from Jalen Hurts on the sideline, which would have been a great grab, would have put us down there on the maybe 1 or 2 yard line. Maybe we push it in, maybe we don't. I'm thinking we do. But so I expect him to get a lot of targets come this upcoming week. Him and Devontae Smith both really get them in the game early, especially going against that weaker back end. We'll talk about that later, but I expect him to get a lot of targets in this upcoming game. Devontae Smith, you mentioned 4 catches. Now he's the Eagles' all-time postseason receiving leader. 7 playoff games, 467 yards, passing the good old Harold Carmichael, who previously held the record with 465 yards. So Smitty has opportunity to add on to this record. Hey, he might have it by a lot. We have Smitty locked up for some years. We'll be in the playoffs for years to come. So we'll see how that number will change. But it's good to get a little personal accolades here and then. I mean, for your achievements and all the hard work that you put in. Like I said, it wasn't the biggest receiving day, but I thought the biggest note that I took from that, outside of some of the uncharacteristic drops, as you mentioned, was the blocking. I love to see your high-profile receivers out there getting dirty. All right, I'm not getting the ball, not getting the catches. That's fine. Running backs getting off. Oh, he's elite. Man, let me get in here, get some of this. And that's how it feels. They want to feel like they part of it too. He rushing and breaking records. Yeah, I remember blocking on that play. It's the team game. It's a family, as you mentioned, an unselfish team. Every man is cheering on the next man and wishing for the next man's success. And when you see plays like that, especially when you talk about from the caliber of athlete and player that we have, doing those type things, it just, you have the younger guys or guys who might not get as much player time. They're looking like, oh, AJ and they're getting busy. I got to get out there. Hey, I haven't seen Dotson out there. And y'all know he probably the smallest receiver he out there blocking. I'm like, everybody feels like, hey, I got to do it too. I want to be a part of this. It's a team thing. I truly do love to see it. I expect this passing game to really pick up as we progress through these next couple games, especially depending upon game plan, et cetera, et cetera. But solid day. They did what they had to do. I put it like that. They did what they had to do.
And to make one more point on the passing game and on Goddard, Big Huss, that you mentioned, but in the last 3 weeks per Bleeding Green Nation, he has 16 targets for 12 catches for 158 yards and a touchdown. You got to get him involved. He's a major factor and a mismatch in our passing game.
And that's what they've been doing. Like I said, they've been doing it early. You could tell there's a clear emphasis on getting him the ball because he is a mismatch problem, blocking and receiving. He poses problems.
When healthy, he's top 5, bro. He's top 5 in tight end when healthy.
For sure. It's just you got to get a full season out of him. Something about the Goddard Maddox household, they can't stay healthy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're not getting their Wheaties or what, but something has to change because they can't complete a season. If he could really, honestly, all jokes aside, if he can get that down, he really would go down as one of the all-time greats. Yes. We talk about the Kelce's and all. He has the potential to be that. Just gonna stay healthy, man. Moving to the O-line before we shift to the defense. Overall, good day. I thought they were better run blocking Then pass blocking, like we had mentioned, gave up 7 sacks. Weren't all on them. Some of them were on the quarterback, but still, nonetheless, 7 sacks. Verse, look, man. and I know you like Verse. This is a big Florida State guy. If y'all don't know Mr. Owens, he loves his Florida State team, right?
Seminars.
Right. The bull Jared Verse was standing on business, young. Look, y'all. I know he came in talking about he hate Philly and all that, and he played the villain role. He played it to a T. He ate it up. He embraced it, giving the thumbs down. You know how sign raises the thumbs down. He embraced it and he showed out. I got to give it to him. He is going to be a young player who's going to be a problem for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams found him one of them.
They found him one, and the funny thing is he grew up outside of Philly, bro. You got that Philly mentality, that Philly energy, bro. He grew up right outside. Yep, he grew up right outside Philly. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no wonder why he was acting like that then. He had to. He had to. I'm back home. I didn't know that he was a Philly kid. That's what's up. Well, yeah, he plays with that Philly grit for sure.
Mm-hmm. He went to Central Columbia High School in Lime Ridge, Pennsylvania. Well, basically Bloomsburg.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn. Okay, that's what's up, man. Hey, the boy's a problem. I will say, he was giving us fits this game. And him giving us fits allowed the other defensive linemen to kind of get theirs off a little bit too. He was effective in the run game, effective in the pass game until he wasn't effective in the run game. But he had a solid game. Highest graded Eagle this weekend, Lander Dickerson, with a grade of 94 per PFF. I thought this offensive line, especially when they got the leaning on folks and got the moving, there are issues. There are issues. I saw on the one Saquon run, you had Jordan Mailata. Even though he ain't touched nobody, he's 30 yards downfield running, trying to block. I'm like, bro, look at this big man move.
Oh, Mailata.
Yeah, bro.
Look, always the first person picking people up too, bro. I know.
Straight up. This line was getting off. You had Mekhi Becton like moving people straight display. What's Rosenboom? What's the linebacker's name?
Oh, Joe. Yeah, no boom.
Dog. Threw what they say. Threw him out the club. Threw him out. Threw him out. I was like, dog. When Mekhi get up on you, once again, it's an issue. We have one of the bigger O-lines in the league, and when they get them paws on you, bro, it's a wrap. Especially against some of these smaller, like the Rams D-line isn't the biggest D-line, so they're great at pass rushing. But when you get a physical D-line who can match them and push them around as we did, look, man, you're gonna have what you have. You're gonna have a 200-yard rusher. You're gonna have your quarterback running for 70 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they played very well. Did they have some things to clean up? For sure. I thought, like I said, in the passing game, we kind of got whooped on a little bit. A little bit of miscommunication in some spots. And then some spots, I got to be real. They just flat out beat us. But overall, I would say a solid performance from this O-line.
Mm-hmm. And Husky, real quick correction for us. We were right. It was Rose Boom. But
it's Rose Boom.
Yeah, but their right tackle is Note Boom.
Okay.
They got a lot of booms over there, but they ain't bring no boom on Sunday, fam. Not at all. But like you said, bro, the O-line, they're a group that literally, when I'm preparing notes, me and you talking back and forth off camera, they're a unit where we don't even have to worry or consider, are they going to be prepared? They came out, knew what type of game this was going to be. We mentioned in the preview video, run the football. Run, say 2K. So we knew that it was going to be a physical game on the ground. As you said, to add on to your point, they displace people and move people with ease. Mind y'all, folks, ladies and gents, they're moving grown men These ain't little like yo. This ain't people that weigh $180 or $150, 200 pounds. Like you see, what I'm saying corners and safety. They're moving grown men. They eat 2 ribeyes, some mashed potatoes, some asparagus, got some sweet potato on the side. You see what I'm saying? Like those type. You feel me? But to that tune, they allow Saquon to carry the ball 34 carries, 285 yards, 3 touchdowns, right? That's not an issue. The run game is not an issue. We know what we're going to get in the run game from them. Now, the major issue that I have or had with the O-line this past week versus the Rams was pass pro. The pass protection wasn't looking clean. It wasn't looking up to par. Now, as we said earlier in the video, QB1, he was at fault for some sacks that he took, but then it wasn't all on QB1 because, like we said, the offensive line and pass pro was not on their game in pass pro. I'm not going to say it was a total not on their game because we did give the stats where QB1 had 4 seconds, 3 seconds. So they did allow some time, but the sacks that they gave up was self-inflicted wounds, miscommunication on the line, something that we touched briefly on. And every time when I see miscommunication on the offensive line, it's literally one person that I always see. And we have to show him some grace because he was a former left tackle that was thrusted and moved into the right guard role. But that person being Mekhi Becton, who we love on this channel. I feel like he's going to be a great guard in the future. I feel like that's a position that he can stick with and hone his skills there. But he has some work to do, and Stowlin will get it corrected and help him get to where he needs to be. But like to your point, I'm not gonna go deep in that, man. Verse did what he did, bro. Like Verse said what he said. It stood on business, bro. Like you say, he came in his jaw. He was feeding off the energy. Like you feel me? So I can't really say much. But Lane's false start, right? In the fourth quarter, 13 minutes and 30 seconds on the tush push. That's uncharacteristic. Lane usually, like every year or every 2 years, Lane has like 1 or 2 false start penalties. Lane's not really heavily penalized. So that was something that I saw that we kept 7 off the board. You see what I'm saying? Because now we moved back and self-inflicted wound, shot ourselves in the foot. Instead of scoring a touchdown, we're moving back away from it. Yeah, we settled for a field goal, but what we say in the preview video, field goals are cool. Touchdowns is what we look for. That's how you win football games. So that was something that I saw amongst the offensive line. Then 2 things with Mekhi Becton, like I said, the one illegal man downfield on a Goddard screen that negated the 19-yard screen. He got it down to the 3, right? So then now when we go from the 3, because of the legal man downfield, we go to 2nd and 15. So now we move back from 2nd and 15 to the 27-yard line. Instead of being on the 3-yard line, ladies and gentlemen, we move back to the 27-yard line. So now that's 24 yards. You see what I'm saying? That we lost. Then not only that, what makes it even worse is after we go 2nd and 15 after legal man downfield, we give up a sack at our 30, and that's when QB1 had the knee issue that we were talking about. You see how it snowballs because of self-inflicted wounds, not being focused, not being disciplined. That is something that we have to correct. And then Becton as well missed on Spates on 1 QB1 sack on 2nd and 8 before halftime. He just whiffed. You feel me? And then it was a couple times where I know I'm beating up on Mekhi Becton, but look, we got to be strong on the interior offensive lineman, man. Like and not really Landon Dickerson. Like I said, Mekhi Becton, Cam Jurgens is holding his own. It's Mekhi, but I'm not trying to poo-poo on him. I just want our team to be at its best. We saw Jared Verse running Mekhi Becton over. Bro, you a big man. Jared Verse threw you out the way.
Body boy,
threw you out the way. I was like, bro, is that 77 on the ground, bro? Because you know the type of fans we are, bro. We know players by numbers. We don't even got to hear the name. We don't got to hear the broadcast. And once we see the number, we like, hold on, bro. Hey, That is Makai, bro.
Get up!
That is Makai. Why are you on the ground, bro? Threw him out the way. But to finish up on the offensive line, bro, per Shane Huff, in 2 playoff games, the Eagles' interior offensive line has allowed 15 pressures and 4 sacks on 58 dropbacks. That's a 26% pressure rate and a 7% sack rate. And then he also continued, since everyone wants to blame Hurts, not all pressures are attributed to an offensive lineman. If the QB is at fault, it isn't charted as a pressure allowed. Hurts was pressured. Now take this into context. Hurts was pressured 14 times in this game, but only 12 of them were attributed to blockers. You see what I'm saying? It's a collective. It's a collective, bro. Yeah, QB1 was at fault, but then also our dominant, our bully offensive line that we know, they had some faults in this game, game as well. But I'm not worried about them moving forward. They're going to correct that. Stoughlin's going to make sure they get them right. Watch the tape, watch the film. We'll be all right, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, they'll. If there's any unit that you never really worry about, it's the Stoutland unit. Okay, we all know them fellas. They gonna self-correct. they doing that right now. Please believe me. But nah, yeah, they'll be smooth, man. But moving to the defensive side, I thought the defense played outstanding. Had 5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, had an opportunity truly for about 3 or 4 interceptions in this game that DBs just flat out dropped. Held Los Angeles to 2 of 5 in the red zone. We played a lot of cover 3 match, cover 4, cover 6, cover 8 variations. Kind of just depending upon what they were doing. I thought the tackling was better in this game. The defense really showed up, and they continue to show up. I'm not saying this is just a new thing. This number 1 defense continues to play like the number 1 defense. That's even after missing N'Kobe and Quinyon Mitchell going out. You know what I mean? Players having to spell and get a little spot play. This defense balls, and this defense has depth. They like in the depth. When I'm telling you, it's almost like they don't even miss a beat. A lot of that is credited to Vic Fangio, and a lot of that is just credited to the players just flat out getting it done. Gonna move into the linebackers a little bit. Zach Bond. Should be your defensive player of the year. 6 tackles, fumble recovery, continues to be all over the field. We all know what he brings to the table. That should be Howie's number 1 signing come the offseason. Get Zach Bond locked up. Can't let him go anywhere. And then you plug in Orrin Burks, who's filling in for N'Kobe Dean. I thought Orrin Burks, a little bit of up and down, but more up in this game. 6 tackles, a TFL, a PBU, which was a smart play. Wasn't going to get to the rushers, to the quarterback. So stopped his rush. Was like, man, let me get my hands up. Got a batted pass. Now, a little bit of the bad with Orrin. Orrin has to do better on the run fits. Sometimes he doesn't understand when to replace. Sometimes his over-aggression takes him out of the play. There were some instances in this game where Orrin Burks, you're the middle linebacker. I shouldn't see you face down on your stomach and little Kyron Williams jumping over your back and running for 30 yards. I don't want to see that.
He tried to throw his hand up to clip him.
He couldn't, no, sir, get off your belly. I don't know why you're on your stomach right now. You know what I'm saying? So I just think he needs to do better in his run fits. Surprisingly, he wasn't too bad in the pass game. I thought he was going to struggle in the pass game, and he actually did very well. It was the run games where he was kind of a little inconsistent. But honestly, I like what I saw. It was to the point where you thought that they would mix a little bit of Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in there, kind of. They didn't even have to do that because he truly was playing so well. I see what they I see what they like in the guy. He's a big physical guy, aggressive. He's athletic. He's fast. You know what I mean? Just got to clean some things up. But moving forward, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm saying, especially after a full week of you being the starter. Big Fangio really working with you. You get another full week. And that's 2 weeks of you being the guy working alongside Zach Bond. You still have Trotter Jr. in the wing. He makes some plays on special teams. His presence was still felt. Linebackers.
Yeah, bro. You touched on the linebackers in an amazing way. So I'm not going to dive deep into the linebackers. But Bond, Billboard Bond, we already know him, bro. Bro, that man, he's something else, bro. He's something else. My man had 6 tackles, but in the game, what I saw most and the drive that I saw Bond come alive most was early in the fourth quarter. When we were up 19-15, Rams driving on 2nd and 6. What's it called? He meets what's his name? Kyron Williams in a hole. Literally, play recognition, play diagnosis. That's the one where he went right through what was the A gap. Went right through the A gap.
TFL.
TFL. Hit him. You see what I'm saying? That like just him being able to recognize, okay, it's this formation. They run these run plays out of this formation. That's being instinctive and hitting that hole hard. Like he hit it like a missile. Kyron Williams had no chance in getting no yards on that play. And then that turned into a 3rd and 9, of course, but then they converted it, right? But then he got the 2nd down pass deflection to make it 3rd and 10. And guess who that set up? That set up Nolan Smith's strip sack, who Bond actually recovered. You see what I'm saying? Playing complementary football. That is the key to success. And then, like you said, Oren Burks had 6 tackles. He had 4 stops, 2 tackles for losses. Like you said, the 3rd down to add on to your point, the 3rd down pass deflection was huge. We always keep saying in our videos, if you can't get home, if you can't get through the offensive line and put pressure on the QB, get your hands up, get them in the passing lane. Because once you get them in the passing lane, you're gonna knock that ball down. 9 times out of 10, you'll knock that ball down if you get it up. You see what I'm saying? So I like the fact that he made that play. I love the fact. The play in the first quarter on Kyron Williams on that screen when Oren Burks diagnosed it on 2nd and 2 on his head, bro. On his head top on 2nd and 2 with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first quarter. He read it, scraped through, got through all the traffic and the linemen, and got right to Kyron Williams making that play. That was amazing from Oren Burks. And then the another big play that he made was the 1st and goal with the Rams inside the 5 with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. He shot the gap, just like kind of looked like Bond on his hit on Kyron Williams. Shot the gap, met Kyron Williams in the back, and got him for a loss of yardage. That's one thing I noticed about our linebackers this year versus any other year prior to the Jeremiah Trotters, the Carlos Edmonds, them type of linebackers, the Mr. Brad Dab, them type. They want to hit you, bro. They physical, like, bro. If I get an opportunity to put that wood on you, I'm going to knock you over, fam. That's one thing. Like, we have been missing that year after year after year after year. We already know the stigma on how he don't pay linebackers. He don't want to. Like, I get it. You feel me? But it's just refreshing to have this linebacker play with the Philadelphia Eagles, bro, and especially Vic Fangio, that being his forte and his strong suit, to have them playing, because linebackers, yeah, we always say the defensive line is a major emphasis on defense, but great linebacker play helps eliminate a lot of big plays that happen, especially not only in the pass game, but in the run game.
Absolutely. Like you said, these linebackers have been balling. Fangio has got them balling.
Yes, bro.
It almost doesn't matter who you put in there. As long as they know their assignment, it's getting done. For real. And then even the DBs, I felt like had a great game this game. I mean, they gave up some big plays, but they've also made some plays. And what I liked out of the DBs this week, everybody was tackling. The DBs were playing way more physical this week. You had Slade with 6 tackles. Isaiah Rodgers with 5 tackles. Cooper DeJean with 5 tackles. Reed with 6. Chauncey Gardner with 6. Everybody was getting in on that work. When nobody shot, when nobody shine away from contact. And y'all know big play Slade. I love the bull, but he don't like to hit nobody, right? But here lately, he really has been sticking his face in there. And honestly, I tip my hat to him because I know that's really not his game. And he comes a little gimpy sometimes, but he still consistently does it. He has some really big PBUs. Slatus is started the game hot. Really should have had a pick off rip. First pass attempt.
I thought Ball had that.
Bro, I did too. I'm like, he about to house this John for real because it was clean. Crazy.
It would have been nutty of that jaw.
Crazy. I thought he had Stafford off rip, but didn't drop for whatever the reason. We had Slay dropped an interception. Isaiah Rodgers had an interception taken from him. Cooper DeJean dropped the interception. It was like we had multiple opportunities for interception, and we just could not snag one. It was so weird, man. But Slade played well, gave up a big pass play to Nakua on the sideline. But other than
yarder.
Late in the game. But other than that, solid game for him. Isaiah Rodgers, he gave up some big plays. He did, but he also made some plays. Had a couple PBUs, had a massive fumble return. Bull looked fast even in the snow. Like, it's crazy for us. Like,
he was kicking.
Like, yeah, bro, the speed. Hey, and lineman cuz too, whoever was chasing him and forced him out was
that angle, bro. He had him on the angle.
Straight skating. I'm like, who is this? Bull was lineman cuz. I don't know who that was. He probably 4'6" at least, bro. He was straight skating.
Gotta be.
You know what I'm saying? But Isaiah Rodgers on some spot play because not Cooper DeJean, excuse me. Queen, I made sure I left with the shoulder injury. Filled in, I say, as well as he could. Cooper DeJean had a great game, if I'm being honest, for real. Outside of the special teams muff punt, 5 tackles. According to PFF, DeJean on Nakua, 1 reception, 16 yards. DeJean on Cup, 2 receptions, 14 yards. Taking them boys to jail. Put the cuffs on them. I thought the DBs in a whole nice seated. TJ Gardner-Johnson came up, had a nice TFL on the 3rd down in the red zone on Kyron Williams. It was, look, we gave up yards. And I expect that. It's Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback at some point whenever he decides to hang it up. His arm is still live. He made plays, but we made plays. You know what I mean? Honestly, his day could have been worse. We just, as the DBs, did not take advantage of the opportunities in which we were given. Like I said, could have been a multiple interception game. Catch the ball, fellas. Get on the jug machine, please. Please. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I give the DBs. I give the DBs a B+ for this game.
Mm-hmm. Solid grade, bro. For sure, bro. Like you said, it was a lot of good with the DBs. I can't really harp on them or beat them up too much because, again, the elements. If y'all don't know, playing DB is one of the most, on top of playing quarterback. Quarterback is a very difficult position to play, but playing in the secondary, meaning the cornerbacks and the safeties, already we're at a disadvantage because we're backpedaling. Okay, we got either a man or we got an area in the zone that we're covering. All right, but we're backpedaling. The offense has a advantage because they know where they're running, they know what route they're running, and then also they're running forward at full speed. So to throw in on top of that snow and the elements, come on, man. It makes it for a day that you're slipping. You might, with your T-step, you got to shorten it a little bit more because if you elongate it, that's when you start slipping and everything like that. You keep your weight down. You see what I'm saying? While you're backpedaling and make sure that you're not sliding. But with all that being said, okay, Slay, Like you said, he dropped the opener John, so I ain't even gonna talk on that. He gotta have that, bro. But per next gen stats, he was targeted 16 times, allowed 9 receptions for 129 yards. All right. Then another play where outside of the 37-yard Puka play that you mentioned earlier, he gave up the Kobe Parkinson tie down on 3rd and goal. Now Slay would tell you he gave too much inside leverage. I mean, he was too much outside. Like you let Kobe Parkinson body you like a tight end, like a
That's
basketball
exactly what he
player.
did.
You see what I'm saying?
He bodied
ran
him up.
inside and boxed him out. And Matt Stafford just threw it up high. You feel me? And Slade then on top of it reached with the wrong hand. You supposed to go with the left. You reach with the right. So that makes it shorter for you to block. But like I said, bro, Slade, he's going to do better. We know Slade, like you said, credit to him sticking his face in there, hitting the ball carriers and things like that, because that's not Slade's game. On Isaiah Rodgers, came in for spot duty. Per NFL Pro, he was targeted 10 times, allowed 5 receptions for 106 yards. Right. So one John, it was a 30-yard reception to Cooper Kupp on 3rd and 4. On the from the Rams' own 32-yard line with 11 minutes 16 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. I don't know what he was doing. He was in phase. He was in position. He turned his head, looked for the ball, just swiped at it, and then Cooper Kupp came down with it. Luckily, CJ was over top and tagged Cooper Kupp down because Isaiah Rodgers kept running past him.
Well, let me tell you like what happened. At the point he got out, I don't even want to say he got bodied. Basically, we just said how Slay got bodied in the end zone. Oh, boy's running. Balls in the air. He's fading. Cup just kind of undercut it and bodied him and took the joint. I'm like, bro, why are you falling back once again? And that's low key why he got that interception snap. Attack the ball,
bro. It's funny, Huss, because that's what I was going to mention in my notes, bro. On that Demarcus Robinson one, that 48-yard game, like you said, he got it snatched. He did a great play. He was great in stride and phase with Demarcus Robinson. He played the ball well. Now we know as a defensive backs, if you're going to undercut a route, you got to attack the football. You can't bread basket catch it, because when you bread basket catch it, ladies and gentlemen, that allows the ball to get closer to your body instead of, and now that gives the receiver an ample opportunity to come around and snatch the ball from you. So like you said, with him undercutting, you got to attack the football. You got to high point it. If you high point that, you're coming down with that interception. Right. I thought, like, once I saw it in the air, I was like, oh, he got that.
That's what I said. I like, we got a pick. I'm like, this is an easy pick.
Come on, bro. Then Marcus Robinson took it away. I'm like,
body them. Body them, bro. Hey, hit the weight room, fella. Come on, bro. You gotta hit the weight room, fella. I'm gonna be real with you.
Tell me, shoulder press, bench. All right, bro.
Do them bicep curls. Get in that joint, bro.
Concentration, curls.
Yeah, bro. Cause he got godspeed for days, bro. You gotta work on that strength, fam.
You got to, bro. And then, like you said, Coop had an all-around great game on Cooper Kupp. You touched greatly on that, so I'm not going to dive deep into Coop. But then CJ, like you said, had 6 tackles, huge tackle on 3rd and 2 at the 11-yard line with 13 minutes and 30 seconds in the 2nd quarter. It was 13-7 us. That forced the Rams to get a field goal attempt to cut it to 13-10. But the Rams were definitely driving on that and having some momentum and possibly getting the touchdown on that. One thing I noticed about CJ that we've missed over these past few seasons is his aggression. He's not scared to fill the lanes and alleys in a run game. He goes in and sticks his nose in. It doesn't matter what size the running back is. It could be a King Henry or it can be a Deuce Vaughn on the Cowboys. CJ coming to take heads off, bro. It don't matter, bro. CJ is coming to take heads off. But something that we talked about off camera, Big Huss, is as much as we love CJ in the run game and the physical presence and the tenacity that he brings, he has to get better in pass coverage versus these tight ends. Because
especially in the red zone.
Especially in the red zone. Like from 20 to 20. He's straight, like, bro. They don't really be throwing it on him, but like you said, in that red zone, because even dating back to the Cowboys game, when the tight end caught the corner route on him and he got the ball took from him and everything like that. But in this game, he gave up the opening touchdown on the 3rd down to Higbee. Higbee basically boxed him out. showed his hands, caught it, ta-dow. You see what I'm saying? But that's something that he needs to correct and focus on. But I believe that CJ will get better in that department, like you said. It's just mainly red zone. But overall, he has been a vital force and a ejection in our defense from last year's defense. And to just finish up real quick, Reed blank and ship half of the exciting whites. He has 6 tackles. You feel me? But one thing I always credit is Reed being a sure-handed tackler. Reed missed a tackle on Kyron Williams on 1st and 10 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Reed contacted him on the 27-yard line. All right. Once he missed it, Kyron Williams was tackled at the 7-yard line. Now, like you said earlier in the video, if you do numbers, let me do the calculations. You feel me? Do you need a calculator? Write it on paper. I don't care what you do. That's a 20-yard gain after contacted. You have to make those plays because we know Reed. You're the last resort. You're the safety. You see what I'm saying? You come and miss, it's off to the races. You feel me? But that's something that one play that stuck out to my mind about Reed, because Reed, like I said, usually comes up, hits, is physical in the run game. But I was kind of like, bro, you kind of whiffed on that, fam. I ain't really like that, big ass. You feel me? But overall, like you said, they got a B plus, B grade. I ain't too mad at them. Can't be. Can't be. You want to get a future Hall of Famer, bro. Matt Stafford, bro.
And 2 dog receivers for real,
now,
bro.
Come on.
And a respectable tight end. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I can't trip off that for real. You know what I'm saying? Then I honestly, but at every level of defense, I feel the D-line had the best day. Took advantage of a lot of stunts in this game. Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, them Georgia boys, they was on a tear in this game. They were on a tear in this joint. Combined 10 pressures, 5 hurries, 3 sacks, 3 TFLs, 2 forced fumbles, a pass deflection. These dudes, they was all over the place. They really were all over the place. Jalen Carter, last 2 plays of the game, literally took over. Hit the center with the same headsy move twice. I've never seen somebody get hit with the same move twice on back-to-back plays. Do it once. I'm gonna do it again. Did it again. Same joint. Was giving the center fits for real. He literally saved the game, because if you look and you rewatch that play, you had the tight end wide open. Because CJ slipped back towards the middle of the field. Yep, because CJ slipped. So if he does not get there, I guarantee you that is at the minimum is going down to the 1-2 yard line. High end touchdown, and it might be a touchdown.
I think that was a touchdown.
It might have been a touchdown because dude was wide open. There was only one of the defenders who could have really stopped him. So major play from Jalen Carter. Nolan Smith, he continues to produce. Per Jeff Carr, there's been 3 Eagles that have 3+ sacks in a single postseason. 1, Derek Burgess back in 2004. If you know, you know.
Derek Burgess.
You feel me?
Okay.
2, Hassan Reddick back in 2022. Y'all know. So,
if you know.
Yeah, okay. Okay. And then Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith has been eating. Per Brandon Lee Gallagher, like you said, Bleeding Green Nation, Nolan Smith is up to 9.5 sacks over his last 14 games. Since week 6, only 7 NFL players have more sacks. So Nolan is quietly moving from, folks were trying to label him a bust, even though still kind of early in his career, to, as this 2024 season has progressed, to almost elite company. Like every game now, he is due now for a big play between him, Jalen Carter, Moro Jomo. He's starting to feed off folks. He had a sack. The rookie Jaylus Hunt, he had a sack. Milton Williams continues to be a problem. This unit, they're putting it together, right? They're putting it together. They're feeding off one another. Hey, if it's my week to make a play, all right, I'll take one for the team. I'll do the dirty work so my man can get the sack. Next week, I know it's going to be me. We spoke on the unselfishness with the receivers and the blocking game and the team overall. The D-line group is an unselfish unit. They don't care who makes the plays as long as somebody is making the damn play.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Like
sir.
I said, it's you this week, it's me next week, it'll be him the week after. We all getting in on it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I love to see how it's coming together because it started off a little rough. I mean, we were getting the pressure, but we weren't really getting the sacks. And now the sacks have been coming in bunches. They're starting to come in bunches now. Folks are starting to feel themselves within the scheme. I know my job, and now I'm kind of ad-lib a little bit. You had Jalen Carter giving a little signal to Nolan. Hey, we're going to do a little, what, he wiped the back of his head. We're going to do a little stump right here.
That's years of playing together, bro.
Hey.
That's me and you.
Hey, straight up. Years of playing together. Hey, us knowing our job and knowing what we could do within this joint, let's go make some plays now. The Vic Fangio scheme has allowed for these D linemen to really maximize their abilities, these linebackers to maximize their abilities, and even the back end, these young to maximize their abilities. This defense is the number one defense for a reason, and it continues to give folks fits. Even when they're moving the ball, it's a rough time. It's not easy peasy. The turnovers are there, the sacks are there. You're getting put behind the sticks. You got Sean McVay over there. You mad, big fella? They ain't looking how you wanted it to look. You feel me? I love this defense and what they've done. When it comes to playoff football, three things travel, man. Defense, or two things, really. Defense and running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you add some good coaching in there, and baby, you cooking. And look, Philly, we got all that.
Thanks.
We run the ball amazingly. We play defense better than anyone. And our coaching, hey, it's starting to come to form. But love what this unit did this week, man. I felt like they were the engine to this victory.
Mm-hmm. And we predicted that in the preview. We needed a big day out of the D line, and they showed up in a big way. Mm-hmm. Shout out, like you said, to Big Fangio. Shout out Clint Hurt.
For sure.
Who's the line coach here in Philadelphia, for having those boys ready on a week in and week out basis. And you mentioned Sean McVay. He's now 0-3 versus Vic Fangio and Nick Sirianni.
Say no.
But yeah, you did an excellent job covering the D line. I just want to point out some plays and highlights that I saw from some of the individuals. Like you said, Jalen Carter, difference maker on that play. Not only to sack Matt Stafford, but then to put that pressure on Matt Stafford as well on that fourth down throw to make an errant throw and make Matt Stafford sell it out of bounds. And then that forced fumble on Kyron Williams at the beginning of the fourth.
Punch out.
Yeah, that punch out on second.
That's his little go-to move now, bro.
He gets it out because I remember the first time when he did that, John, it was against
the Bucks.
What's his name? The Bucks, number one. What's his name?
Bucky Irving?
No.
White. Something white.
Right. Yeah, White. Him. He punched it out with him last year or whatever. So that, like you said, that's his go-to move. But what was that on 2nd and 10 with 14 minutes and 58 seconds on the Rams 40-yard line? That's starting the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. You feel me? And he's forcing turnovers. And then on top of it, not to mention the great game that he had, he was double teamed on 26 of his 49 pass rushes. We kind of had a feeling, and you remember that you mentioned that in the preview video. What's going to be the Rams game plan? Are they going to try to double team Jalen Carter again, or are they going to try to do it single blocking? They found out once they went back to single blocking, why we wanted to double team him in the first place, bro. He is a game wrecker and a game changer. And now not only does Philadelphia know Jalen Carter's name, the whole world knows Jalen Carter's name. He's starting to put himself into that atmosphere and that realm of defensive linemen around the league and around, like we said, outside of the league. People know who Jalen Carter is. Nolan Smith, As you mentioned, he started slow, just like how people, oh, BG, we need to let him go. Nolan, after 1 year, let him go, bro. Everybody doesn't ball in the first year, bro. That's not realistic. Like, you have some people, then you don't. You see what I'm saying? But he's every day a star is born. Clap for, clap for.
And you say New York City. Platform, platform, platform.
Platform, because everybody, look, we talked about it when Hassan Reddick had left. Who is going to fill that void? Is Bryce Huff going to be that one to fill that void? Is Nolan Smith? Bryce Huff got the first crack at it. Nolan Smith ain't looked back. He took that John and said, "Bro, this my spot now."
Funny stat, real quick. Bryce Huff didn't play a single snap in this game this past weekend.
Yeah, you fudged up. Bryce, you fudged. You letting the dog take your spot. He ain't giving it back, bro.
Yeah, bro.
What he say when he got drafted? Hey, N'Kobe, I got on green socks, dog.
Hey, Nicole.
But man, look, that strip sack on 3rd and 10 on the Rams 15-yard line with 11 minutes and 7 seconds left, bro, to get that ball out and to always come up with a big play. He has taken over the BG role. When you need a big play from your D lineman, it's more than likely. I'm talking about the edge rushers specifically. When you need a play from your D lineman, he's going to make it. He's going to make it. He has 6 pressures on 39 pass rush snaps, which equates to a 15% pressure rate. And then, like you said, man, Nolan Smith, shout out to him. Moro Jomo, first career sack. Shout out to him on 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 7th round pick out of Texas. Love his high motor. It's starting to find his groove and getting a rhythm. I'm excited for his future, bro, because like it definitely with him sitting behind Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, it's kind of hard to get some snaps. But he's carved out his role. He's found his niche, and I'm excited for his growth. And then we know Sweaty on 3rd and 1 had a big stop on 3rd and 1, which made it 4th and 3. With 6 minutes and 2 seconds left on this in the 2nd quarter on the Rams' own 44-yard line, that forced the Rams to punt the ball. Jordan Davis was effective in the run game to me in the run defense. Jalen Hunt loved the rookie's energy. We've always said it. Maybe not this year, maybe next year, and even if not next year, year 3, he is going to be a star. Jalen Hunt, he's around in the right culture, around the right coaches that will prepare him and get him prepped and trained and ready for him to take over those roles. So I'm excited to see what he has down the road, especially with him with that sack on 3rd and goal from the own 13-yard line on Stafford. Great play. And overall, like you said, man, and like we said, the defensive line had to win when it mattered most. They didn't get to Matt Stafford as much as we would like. They didn't have as many sacks as we would like on Matt Stafford. But when the game was on the line, it mattered most. What I love to see from this defensive line unit is pressure, hurry ups, and sacks. And they make the plays when it matters most, bro. They always do.
Absolutely. It's like I said, it's really, I ain't gonna lie, the big name guys like Jalen Carter's, Zach Bonds, the Nolan Smith. Like you said, when it's time to make a play, these guys do not shy away. Mm-hmm. They truly do. They step up to the plate and they get it done. Mm-hmm. Jalen Carter single-handedly closed that game out on back-to-back plays. I love that the moment isn't too bright for him. That's a funny little thing. I also love to see when Jalen Carter had picked Matthew Stafford up. I was like, bro, this man funny for real.
Oh, he like doing that. You remember he did that John to Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, bro. They threw the fist up. Like, yeah. I was like, boy, funny for real. But no, I love what I'm seeing from the unit. I love what I'm seeing from the defense. Now to round it out, we're gonna talk special teams and a little bit concerns. Look, Braden Mann,
You take special
Continues
teams.
to be excellent.
Take special.
Yeah, he continues to be excellent.
Yes.
Averaged close to 50 yards per punt on 4 punts. 49 and some change. Look, man, since he has taken over, you talk about taking over and not looking back. He's taken over and not looked back. He has truly, truly been a difference maker. He's flipping field, helping the defense out, doing what he's supposed to do. Like, you want to say something?
He just grabbed life by the horns, bro. No pun
Hey.
intended to the Rams.
Hey. Okay. But truly, he's been a dog, and then the coverage on the punts and the kicking units, they've been solid, man. Them boys get down there. Once they get a hold of you, it's a wrap. Sidney Brown, Keely Ringo, them boys fly down there. They've been solid. Now, to get to Mr. Elliott. Look, man. Made all his field goals. But he missed 2 extra points. And look, he's 22 for 22 in the postseason with field goals in his Eagles career. 25 for 30 on extra points. He made his kicks from 44 yards, 23 yards, and 37 yards. But the missed 2 extra points. And I know it's only 2 points, and it may sound small. But you saw how the game progressed. Those 2 points would have made a difference.
They could have cost us, bro.
It really could have cost us.
They could have cost us, fam.
If Jalen Carter doesn't make the plays that he makes, and the Rams go down there, he throws it to the tight end, he scores, and they kick their extra point, they win by a point. 29-28. If he goes up and Jake Elliott makes his 2 extra points, it's now 30 to maybe they score. They go for 2, maybe they go for 1. It doesn't matter. At
that point.
Yeah, at most they have an opportunity to tie it, not win it.
Yes.
You have to take advantage. And honestly, it's a little mind-boggling that you make the field goals, but when you're lined up right in front of the goalpost, you can't make it. Like, it's blowing my mind. I have faith in Jake. Mm-hmm. Look, because he's been here, he's done it. I'm not going to take that from him. But you have to clean it up, fam. Because we were on the brink of it costing us this week. It can cost us an NFC championship. It can cost us a Super Bowl. Those field goals, those extra points, every point matters. You got to get your head out your ass. I'm just being, got to be frank with you. You got to get your head out your ass. Clean it up. Braden Mann is doing a great job setting you up. The one John, bro, he had to reach back and grab it all hands.
And got it down. And got it down in time, bro.
He got it down. I'm like, dude, Braden Mann is killing it right now. Everybody is doing their 111, bro. You got to do your job. You got to do your job. I don't know if it's mechanics or what, but please, please, please clean it up before it costs us.
Yeah, and it's weird, Huss. He did a great job on kickoff. He was kicking the ball in the back where they didn't want to take it out. They were getting touchbacks.
Yes.
Like you said, he made the field goals and missed the extra points. What is blowing me is, real quick stat on Jake, is he has 12 misses this season. Mm-hmm. He has missed 11 kicks in his previous 3 seasons combined. So he has more missed kicks this year than in his previous 3 seasons combined. Fix it, bro. Like what Mighty E-Rock say about Chip Kelly when Chip Kelly was here? Fix it. Fix it.
Straight up. I don't know if we got to bring the bodyguard back or what, bro.
He still play too, bro.
He still play?
I think so, man. If he don't, bro, he was just playing last season.
Oh, that boy wild, bro. He ain't gonna let it go.
Yeah, I think he was on the Seahawks, man.
That crazy. And the fact y'all keep giving him a job is bananas, bro. Like
he be playing for real. It ain't like, oh, he's on the sideline, but he need to be on the sideline with us. Because Jake Elliott, you need to correct this, bro. For real,
dude. Please get it together. I know you had the talent to get it done. I believe you have the focus. It's just dial in, bro. When it's your time, it's your time. Do what you gotta do. Do what you got to do. You really haven't been put in too many pressure situations this year. So there's no reason for you to be missing extra points. The team is trying to help you out. They're keeping it reasonable, bro. Like, the last thing we want is to go down. It's 6 seconds left. We're down by 1. It's a 40-something yard field goal. It's on Jake, and you miss it. That would kill the Eagle Nation. I'm telling you, they wouldn't be able to take it. Do your job, bro. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on you or anything like that. I hope it didn't come off like that. It's just, I just want you to do your 111, because when I look at this team, the offense is there. When they need points, they find points. The defense is there. When they have to stop somebody, they stop somebody. The only somewhat question mark we have is the kicking unit, and more so, you, Jake Elliott. So tighten up, fam. I know you got it. It's 2 games left, bro. 2 games left. You bring home another ring. Come on. 2
One
games.
at home, one at home, and one in the dome.
And one in the dome down in NOLA. You get you a dub and go down there and get some beans, man. Do what you do, big dog. Come on, man. Come on. I'm trying to be partying on Broad Street, fam.
Hey.
For real. But that's really my main takeaways from that. As far as special teams go, overall takeaways from the game, I thought it was a great game. I would like to see us take advantage of some of these opportunities in which we were given, as far as with the drop passes, the interceptions, the field goals, when it's time to make your play. And I know, like I said, the weather conditions weren't ideal. I understand. Things are going to happen. Yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect. But try to take advantage of majority of them, because you just don't want those missed opportunities to come back and haunt you later. Cooper DeJean had a chance to close the game out with an interception. He dropped it.
Hit it right in his hands.
Right in your hands. Luckily, Jalen Carter, you know what I mean, said, I got you, big dog. Don't worry about it. But that was an opportunity to close it right there, minus all the dramatics. So when you get your opportunity, take advantage.
Yeah. Take advantage of these turnovers too, bro. Gotta take advantage of these turnovers, because we had 2 turnovers that resulted in only 2 field goals. You see what I'm saying? In a high power offense that we have, we got to take advantage of that. But to close it out before we give the thanks to our supporters and things like that, I just wanted to mention the most head scratching. This is just my last review of the video. The most head scratching play of the game was when we were up 28-22 with 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, 2nd and 7 on our own 33. We just got a 3-yard game from Saquon. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, we're going to run the ball again on 2nd and 7. And even if it's a 3rd and 5, a 3rd and 3, we'll roll out play action. You decide on 2nd and 7 with knowing how QB1 status is to do a boot play action. Then not only do a boot play action, he's doing it to his right, where he has to plant his left knee where he messed up in the ground to get out to the left. You decide to call that and make it a 3rd and 19, bro. That's what we're saying when we say complementary football. The coaches work with the offense works with the defense works with the special teams. In that portion, the coaches did not work with our team. It was like you were almost trying to hand the game to a silver platter back to the Rams. Let's be smart. Let's know we have a closer in the backfield. And that's on Kellen Moore. Like we said, I don't know if you're enamored by this Cowboys job, the Jags, Saints, Jets. I don't care, bro. We got 2 games. Focus up, man, because that stuff can cost us. And we've already got costed before in the Super Bowl in 2022 when Gannon was over there flirting with the Cardinals and everything like that. You feel me? And we saw how that collapsed in the second half. We don't need that. I'm looking directly at you, Kellen Moore, because Vic Fangio, Nick Sirianni, they're doing their job. The other assistant coaches on the coaching staff doing their job. Kellen Moore, it's some questionable calls sometimes, bro. Fix it, man. Fix it. You ain't costing us no Super Bowl, bro. We will be parading down Broad Street.
Facts.
But yeah, bro. But I like we said, man, we just want to thank our supporters, bro. We truly appreciate y'all coming out, checking on our community and our channel, watching our videos. Like we always say, we definitely appreciate taking our time with these videos and getting y'all great content. Make sure that y'all keep liking these videos and telling y'all friends and family about the channel and about the community as we continue to build and grow this TMTP family. Make sure y'all keep commenting in the comment sections. Let us know who y'all favorite players are. Let us know what y'all think the score is going to be. We want to know what y'all feelings are as well, and what y'all point of view is. Make sure that y'all continue to subscribe to our community as we continue to elevate and continue to build. Like we always preach, we're all inclusive and non-judgmental here on the Main Thing Podcast Presents. And you know what, Hus? And finally, last but not least, make sure y'all turning on that notification bell, also known as the Liberty Bell looking thingy, so you don't miss when Swoop comes out with the Eagles news and updates.
Absolutely. My brother couldn't have said it any better, man. Hey, come tap in with us. Let us know what's going on.
WWE style, tap in.
Tap in. but nah, hey, great victory. We moving on to this NFC Championship. We still got some more business to handle. 2 more games, y'all. And we Super Bowl champions. We just gotta finish it out. 1 week at a time. NFC Championship, Super Bowl Championship is well on its way. Hey, team, stay focused. It's Go Birds. I love what we're doing. And if you don't know, I go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owns.
And this is the Main Thing Podcast, where we keep the main thing the main thing. Hey, man, it's Go Birds. I hope you all are having a great week. We're going to drop another video later this week previewing this NFC Championship matchup.
It's go time,
man. But it's go
time.
time, man. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Nah, I love y'all. Peace and blessings. Let's get it.
I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.